Game of Gladiators versus OG, game number 1. Important game for both teams, but on different ends of the spectrum. Cinderin. Game of Gladiators are 7-3, so doing quite well. I think you were saying, and I'll just trust your math, if they win one game, then they're probably guaranteed to do something.
I think one win should be guaranteed top 4.
Okay.
2 wins should be, or rather guaranteed tie, and I think 2 wins should be full-on lock-in.
OG, on the other hand, are 4-6, so that's towards the, it's right under all the ties.
And the problem for OG, I was looking into their matchups. They're 4-6, which doesn't sound all that bad. There's other teams with a similar scoreline, but their only 2-0 win was against Entity, and that's the bottom dog of the group. So they've already played their easiest matchup on paper when we look at the power levels of how the teams have done. So if OG come out winless from this, there is a lot of pressure on them tomorrow in their final series to get probably 2 wins to even force a tie at that point. With their current score of 4-6.
Well, at that point, you're hoping other people fail if you're an OG fan.
And
right?
it's never nice to be in the position that you depend on other teams' results. I mean, I guess it's exciting to an extent to watch other teams and cheer for one of them when you generally don't really care that much.
But you've been in that situation, Cinder.
I have.
You know how it feels.
I mean, it is exciting, but I'd rather be without it. It's better to, you know, just win. Forehead.
What type of effect did it have on you as a player, as a captain, being in a situation like that? Would you just be throwing up all night and just couldn't sleep? Or would you just chill, just play World of Warcraft like you usually do, and then miss the team meeting?
I love when you invent things. It's the best.
It's based off of truth.
I mean, to be honest, if you just think about it from a logical perspective, if you've played your games and you're dependent on others, there isn't really that much to lose sleep over. It's out of your control. So in a way, it's kind of relaxing to an extent. But the thing is, for OG, if they do lose today, it's not like tomorrow they just need to hope for results. They still have a match left. So, and the prep for that will be massively important. But I think, realistically speaking, with how these teams have been playing so far in the tournament, I think a draw for OG would be a very good result. And a single game win is huge for them in order to get their chances of getting that top 4 finish here.
Yep.
So everything, there is no saving strats here. You got to go all out. Despite playing against a team like Game of Gladiators, I mean, the way I said that made it sound like it's a bad opponent, so you didn't need to bring your best stuff. But it's more like you could argue that, okay, against the strongest opponent, maybe you don't pull out your pocket strat because you want to save that for a team that you think you're more likely to beat. But at the end of the day, I don't really think the teams think very much in that vein. I think it's just, all right, we're playing this team, we're doing our best, we have our ideas, and we're going to bring it our all. Lane you're watching here, I think it's going to be massively important for this game. The Ench against Windranger matchup, as well as Lifestealer versus Tide.
I'm so happy Lifestealer's coming back, Cinderin.
Yeah, is he though, or is it just Durachu?
I don't know. We've seen him twice now. That's
both of them were Durachu.
That's a 10,000% increase in pick rate. So happy to see it.
Trouble here, but I mean, who's killing who really? Taiga?
Yeah. Well, not a whole lot of mana on Tofu, so he's playing with house money at this point. That's not, I don't know gambling at all, so you're going to have to tell me if that was correct. 50-50?
I don't know if that was saying you could use for
Thank you. So undecided, we'll take it. We round up in America, so we'll just assume that's correct.
Being unsure that you said something wrong is already better than
that's rounding up.
Case, so.
Got the glimpse back, Taiga, not going to be able to finish off Tofu, who's still sticking around with barely any HP.
Yeah, Taiga's just bullying Tofu away here to ensure that Yuragi gets the big creep from that camp. On the flip side, though, Ace will be getting a lot of free farm here in the tower. Off to a very good start on the Beastmaster here. Sitting at 15 for 5 against Void's 10 and 1, and there was even a double wave in his tower, so could close in on almost 20.
Well,
and Quinn against BZM. I mean, I personally think this is a Timber favored lane now, actually. Like, it's just, how many games have we seen where...
Is there just a checklist where, like, universal? Yes. Win? Yes.
It's just, like, when you think about it, Storm's way of CSing in the lane a lot of the time comes down to walking in and placing static remnants, and Timber is going to punish him with the Whirling Death, and he's going to take away so much damage that he can get denies, so that effectively Storm starts struggling to CS with anything else than his Remnant. And we saw an example of it right there. He got a Whirling Death onto BZM, couldn't get the ranged last hit, and another deny going Quinn's way. So usually I would say Storm Spirit loses to no melee heroes mid whatsoever, except maybe like a Brood or something really weird, but it's not really the case here. Monkey King, a traditional matchup as well.
What about Huskar?
He's not really a melee hero, is he?
He's close enough. That's real.
Very debatable. I don't know. If he's melee for you, then most heroes are melee.
It's close enough, all right? He's got the heart of a melee hero, that's for sure. Taiga, glimpse back. Thunderstrike was there as well.
Probably first blood here.
Yep, he gets off the nether. Oh, he's trying to deny himself, and he does. First blood goes to the creeps.
Well done.
Yeah, very well played. And back to the mid lane. So Quinn is slightly ahead in CS. It's not a major advantage, but you can see the experience is to his advantage right now.
Yeah, the denies matter. If Timber reaches 6 before Storm, you can tower dive him, because Storm's counterplay... Storm has no mobility until level 6, and he doesn't have enough damage to overpower a Timber who goes 3-0-2-1. So expecting Quinn to put... I mean, he's putting a massive amount of pressure onto BZM already here. Just really getting up nice and personal here.
And Iragi playing the Faceless Void. Nice Arcana, of course. And Vit Booster not too far away from Ace, so he'll be getting that Vanguard very shortly. And that's when he becomes virtually unkillable. I mean, how much did that nerf make a difference to the Vanguard? It was a little bit of less regen, and was it less block as well?
I don't remember. I mean, it's still... I don't think it was
I feel like
that important.
In terms of pick rate, it's still the same as it was, right? But
it's a little bit worse, but the or I don't know if problem is the right word, but the reason, a big part of the reason the item is so good is relatively unchanged for the perspective of all the upgrades, right? I guess Crimson got a little bit worse, but it's still... When those items were so good that even after the nerfs, there's still...
Oh my goodness!
Oh, it's
a
gonna
double
get a third?
kill.
Oh, baby,
wait.
a triple!
Oh, they stopped! Yes! Great micro. Taiga with the triple kill onto Couriers. That's some pets being destroyed.
Oh, I haven't had first blood yet. I think this is the slowest first blood we've seen all tournament, at least in our games.
Yeah, for sure.
BZM needs to be careful here. Still not 6. Quinn is 6. Any rotation from a support is a kill.
And will he get the Quinn rune? No, it's going to be the haste top, so loses the 50-50. Very unlucky. Glimpse on the Taiga. He's not going to pursue any further. BZM, as you said, now level 6.
So he's fine.
Plus the haste would have gotten him out of dodge anyway.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Oh, that's good news for OG. As Dyrachyo chasing DM, who has a slight level advantage, a pretty decent level advantage, actually.
Yeah, so Pugna has been moving away, so Lifestealer and Ench have been sharing experience, whereas DM has just been getting solo experience.
He really hits like a wet noodle.
So this was part of the reason, when we were looking at the last pick, I was thinking, all right, it's Dyrachyo, he might want to play Lifestealer, and I was thinking to myself, I feel like a big part of why he loves this hero is his ability to pressure the offlaner. He knew it was going to be tied. I don't think Lifestealer does anything to this hero. So if Ench isn't going to beat out DM very early on and he gets to these items, I think he's going to stabilize down here just fine. And
ooh, easy, yeah.
At least he's still farming very well in the Lifestealer. He's not really pressuring the tide all too much, but his CS is very good, 43 and 13.
All right, BZM's making the rotation with his haster. Not a whole lot of HP to work with.
Yeah, and it is very scouted out here.
Yep, he's just doing a full circle in the triangle now. And perhaps they can go for Ace, who's not quite level 6 yet. You can see the TP coming in from Quinn. BZM's haste rune has now ended. And Taiga's going to be the one that gets cleaned up. That's first blood, I actually forgot. And it goes to Quinn, the mid laner.
Gladiators knew that the whole way. They had this ward seeing the entire play. They saw the Pugna's movements. They saw the Storm's movements. So they were baiting Ace. They knew they could TP in. He had the Vanguard. He's very hard kill. And they immediately get a nice first blood for Quinn here. So top 3 net worths currently sitting on the Gladiator side. It's not a particularly overwhelming lead because of their supports being this poor. Seb is more or less equalizing the gold graph by being 600-700 up against his counterparts on the Radiant side. But the bigger concern is Gaming Gladiators lineup in general looks pretty slow, right? It's Void, Tide, and if Storm is not winning his lane, where do the plays come from? Like, are you going to be giving too much initiative over to Gaming Gladiators to run around the map with their Disruptor, with their Beastmaster, and just find picks? I think that's going to be the bigger challenge here for OG, and I think Seb will be a very easy kill here. Nice Shackle, but they still have Glimpse.
They do have Glimpse, and they don't even need it. Yeah. Gracious.
Timber does some good damage.
Well, he did kill another universal hero though, so it cancels out
It was
some way.
So it was a balanced kill.
Yeah, that's right.
Also here.
Glimpse on the BZM. He does have the zip, and we'll use a good amount of mana to get out of dodge. And when it comes to Seb, we should have asked him this when we were doing our interview with him, but what is his obsession with Wind Ranger? Because when he played like for OG in the TI, I mean, it's not like he played that offlane ever. Not that it was an offlane hero. And then before that, when he was on the old teams with you, failing.
Thank you.
I don't think he picked Windrunner. Correct me if I'm wrong. But ever since he's been standing in, it's been a lot of Windrunner.
I don't know.
Pretty interesting.
He just specifically likes it as a support. So, I mean, there's not much more to it than that, I think.
Yeah. Right on cue, gets the kill with the help of his Shackle shot.
And his Storm Spirit.
It's something to do with it, I guess.
So
Tower being pressured quite a bit here with the rally creeps. BZM making his transition over to Celery, who Hurricanes himself. Will probably live as a result. Dyrachyo already used the Rage. BZM pretty low on mana, but he does have cover in numbers from OG.
Dyrachyo without a skill point in Fest right now, so he can't save Ench. But unnecessary anyway. Doesn't matter, just going to keep farming. And in the meantime, well, I don't really like this from OG. You're making this aggressive move bottom, but you're losing 2/3 of a mid tower to Timber. And now you're going to die on the rune as well, Taiga.
Yep, he wanted the 10-minute rune. It is top, so the Storm will grab it. Hurricane bringing Taiga back into the arms of Quinn, but Celery will just steal it with the Wild Wing.
I mean, the Wild Wing did the Hurricane. It did its job. It deserves some money for that.
Dyrachyo.
Dude, this CS chart is actually starting to get scary now. It was okay for a bit, but they're getting brutally out-farmed now. It was somewhat even before. Now the CS are 75, 72, 70, and all of OG's average 50 on the cores. So 20 CS lead in every lane for Gaming Gladiators, only 10 minutes in. That is...
Yep, that's a pretty scary proposition for OG, especially when they need to rack up some wins. You can see Dyrachyo going for the BSJ build, the Armlet Radiance. Although I guess the BSJ build is actually...
the BSJ build?
The BSJ build is actually Radiance into an Ancient Creep, and then you never leave the Ancient Creep.
That's the Kuroki build. I remember that vividly.
That's the BSJ build.
Right when the Infest came out.
Did he make a YouTube video about it? No, BSJ did, so it's his build.
Oh.
That's how it works.
I remember seeing as the first time in Pro Dota, I think it was Kuro anyway. I'm not saying he invented it, because it was like a pub thing, but supports would... You would play support Lifestealer, you would get Radiance, and you would Infest. And then you would just play Infested the whole game.
showing himself, uses the Meteor Hammer to
They cannot let them steal this.
Quinn and company take this stack, and they will. Adding insult to injury. Dyrachyo coming in, and he won't even get a right click. Quinn takes it before he gets there.
I mean, this is... They needed that stack really badly. Let's just put it like that.
I mean, this is such a low-scoring game, dude. 3-1.
They're just getting...
lanes have just been won. Oh my goodness, and BZM.
They're actually just getting crushed. Like, this game is not even remotely close right now, and it's 4-1.
Yeah.
It's so weird to watch, but Gaming Gladiators are being exceptionally more...
What was that word?
Exceptionally.
Exceptional.
Exceptionally more efficient around the map. Like, and effectively what this Ancient stack just gave them gold, right? Like, you put in all of this effort to get further behind. Yeah. As OG supports. You just gave 600 gold over to the Timber or whatever that stack was worth. So,
and if you think about it, because of the way they changed stacking for the supports getting even more in this last big patch, you're technically giving up more gold than actually comes up visibly here, right? Because you're losing the extra XP and gold coming out.
Yeah, that you would have got as well.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
If only enemies killing it would still give you it, that would be great.
I would be running around stacking Ancient Camps on the enemy side as well.
I don't see why not, honestly.
Quinn?
Yeah, Quinn, he is fine.
Can they kill him?
I don't know. He has the Arcane Rune.
He has the perfect neutral item for this hero as well.
Oh, that's true.
The
classic, why did you add magic resist to this item?
The Occult Bracelet, so Timber has Vanguard, extra magic resist, a full wand when he gets jumped, and a raindrop, and 2k health. So I don't know. I think Quinn can survive a 1v4. OG can choose their 4 heroes, and I think he will live. And you can just tell OG are a little bit lost. Like, they don't really know what moves to make in the game. They have 1 kill 13 minutes in, and all of the initiative has to come from BZM Storm, but as we've already established, he kind of got run over in this game. So Are you just going to play slow and chill and just keep falling further and further behind, or do you feel some sort of sense of urgency to get something done is the question. Like right now, OG seem content to just push out some waves and farm a bit, but with every passing minute, this lead is just growing.
I mean, look where
at an alarming
been
rate.
farming. He's so far. He's finally coming to his side of the map, but the fact that he's literally solo free farming this far away, that's insane.
He can only die in chrono.
And this happened last game they played him, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It was very
free
similar.
farm.
Yep.
Quinn, he gets gone on, but do they have the damage? The zip is there from BZM, but Quinn's just going to walk away. Toph in the meantime, that's the first Chronosphere of the game from Yuragi. Meteor Hammer is coming. That's going to lead to the kill onto the Sport. As Dyrachyo is going to be able to infest into a creep. I don't know if he even wants to fight because still doesn't have that Radiance, obviously.
That's a 5-man rotation from OG and a Chrono to kill the 4. Actually, technically the 5. Tofu is clearly lower net worth than the Enchantress at this point in time. Probably going to stay that way as well. It's horribly inefficient, but the problem is, what else would you do with the hero pairings that you have? You have no obvious tandem of ganking heroes, like Storm has nobody obvious to play with for kill.
Well, this would be a very nice kill for OG and a good start in a potential comeback. They do have to use the Ravage into the Meteor Hammer. Ace already expended the Roar, but he will die shortly after. It does a lot of damage in the meantime, though, as we see the Impetus coming out. DM looks to be done, so it ends up being a 1-for-1, although it looks like Quinn wants to continue on. Might spot BZM on the gate area. Zips to the other side. He's getting chased perpetually by Quinn. He's going to find him, but the Shackle does connect. The Impetus from Celery, though, rips him a new one. Double kill for Bambi as Taiga gets glimpsed back into the kinetic field. Make it a triple for the position 5 Enchanter 4, I guess, kind of. I don't even know anymore. That's cool. What was that?
I had a really bad fart or something.
It's like, our universal hero. That's when they picked Timber, so I was like, what? They let this through? Well, 8K lead now for Gaiman.
Good thing he didn't have his mouth full of water. Then we might have had another Skitter clip.
That was great.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite clips of the year. So good. All right, here goes the tower. 9,000 advantage for Gaming Gladiators in arguably one of the most one-sided games we have had this tournament with barely any kills.
Yeah.
Very, very uncharacteristic for the patch. Like usually the teams that build this advantage that we've seen have been crushing some fights and getting a Roche, but unnecessary. Just full-on raw map efficiency over and over, and it's got to be so nice to be Dyrachyo in this game. Like you established, he can just farm very aggressively. Ace has been doing the same thing on his Beastmaster top, and Quinn can go anywhere he wants. So all 3 cores just have this kind of invulnerable feeling to them that OG just can't shake. So all they have been killing in this game is supports. Have they killed a single core, actually?
Well, if they can get Dyrachyo, this would be a huge...
They have killed Ace once.
He just purchased the Sacred Relic, so dying here actually would not be the absolute worst. He pops the Rage, has Infest into a creep, and they can't even kill him here. OG whiffs while Roshan is being taken by the rest of Gaming Gladiators.
And I don't think they're going to get the tower here either. They're going to Shackle Shot this creep.
Yeah, they poked him a bit.
Dyrachyo is unimpressed. They do have Glyph, so if they want to TP down heroes here, I think this is defendable.
Yeah, Dyrachyo's taking out the wave. Netherblast is getting it low.
He's pinging it.
And he wants to defend. It's like, I got Sacred Relic. This is item.
That's pretty good.
He doesn't have Infest now, though, as they do find the Void. Yuragi does time walk away, though. It's okay. He better be careful. Impetus does a lot of damage.
And Dyrachyo will Rage TP out, say ta-da, and run back to bottom.
That's his lane. He will not leave.
I mean, he did make one rotation, but aside from that, he's just been living in the bot lane. Living La Vida Loca.
Yep, that's right. That's a song.
Yep. What's the Spanish word for calm?
How would I know?
Oh, there was a little chance. You could have at least given a sarcastic answer or something.
I only know a few Spanish words.
A few Spanish, yes.
As Dyrachyo, just a couple hundred away from finishing the Radiance, gets off the Rage. They just have nothing for him.
I don't know, like,
Like, they have Chrono, but there's not going to be any damage yet.
Is it worth to keep trying this? It's like...
True.
They keep trying to catch him off guard with Shackle Shot, and I think if that Shackle lands, I still don't think he dies. Like, they're going to Ravage, they're going to Meteor Hammer, and I think he survives anyway, so... It's just, it's a little bit uninspired, but I totally understand the frustration. I'm not saying it's easy for OG, because I think this is just a bit of a drafting issue that they've run into already, where, well, if the lanes go like this, their heroes don't truly offer that much in just skirmishing and kill power. You're effectively relying on a Storm Spirit plus maybe a Pugna battery and a Shackle Shot to maybe find a kill, but once again, with all 3 enemy cores being this enormous, there's no obvious play on the map. Taiga gonna fall once more to the combo of Quinn and Tofu.
Oh, Centaur Stomp. BZM does have mana. And the Shield Rune, actually, but he gets roared and destroyed!
And Ace playing the drums of victory, marching down top lane, and he just keeps farming. Classic. Honestly, this is just classic Ace and Duracho, right? Ace, top on Beastmaster, pushing waves. All right, here we go.
They have the damage. Chronosphere with Focus Fire
They
and
do.
the Shackle. They got him.
Finally, the Chrono plus Wind Ranger actually get it done. I was not sure they would be able to do this, but he didn't get the armlet off. So they do manage to find this pick that they've been waiting for
But
so
it will
desperately.
cost them the tier 2 tower, and already seen that he does have the Radiance, of course.
Nothing comes for free in this game. Game of Gladiators are so aggressive on the map, start to finish.
I mean, at what point... Just trying to think of avenues for OG Cinder, and I'm trying to dig deep here. I mean, they do have an extremely good late game, but how do you get to that point is the real question.
A lot of the time, these lineups that have massive late game ultis and strong team fight need to... Oh boy.
Limps back, DM into the Static Storm, and it looks like he's likely going to die as Tofu will live, even though BZM initiated him initially.
He's completely dry as well. They might be able to find a glimpse here on someone. I think Taiga is going to die at the very least. Maybe they get a Seb glimpse too.
They can go as deep as they want. Glimpse back onto Seb inside the kinetic field. Gets
Nice
a nice shackle, but he will fall shortly after, so
and now there's
dead.
no Chrono, so I think...
That's a good GIF, I think. Can keep that one for using on Twitter.
This has got to be Elena Barracks.
Yeah,
I don't think OG can do anything about this.
There's nothing they can do. The buybacks, I mean, they didn't use Ravage there, but you're ravaging into what exactly? BZM just trying to clean up some of the creeps to slow this down, but that's a full set already for Gaiman. And onto the top lane they go. Fortification is available for OG. Let's see if they want to try one last time here to mitigate what Gaiman are doing. Taiga gets out the Decrepify and the Life Drain, actually keeping himself alive longer than you would expect as the Life Stealer is infested into Quinn, so the Radiance is doing a lot of damage. Quinn getting quite low. This would be a very big kill for OG if they can just snag him.
He has Aegis.
But they won't. That's true. He does have Aegis.
And
the surprise factor.
BZM tried to claim the Aegis, but yep, that is basically what happened.
There is the Ravage, and likely to be GG very shortly for OG, but they're going to hold on for now, or try to at least. There's the Roar. Ace with the drums. That's a lot of impetuses onto Seb. He gets decimated. Double kill for Celery. Top racks. I think it's time. This game has been over for quite a while, as we're going to see.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a replay of Quinn's face again, just with the Intel logo
I would
in
have
front
enjoyed
of.
it. GG's are called, and yeah, Gaiman slap OG very hard across the face.
That was...